The Against All Odds podcast, sponsored by Oak Forest Recovery.
Welcome to the Against All Odds podcast. I am your host, Rachel. We have co-host RJ, and we have Jimmy Salazar, hairstylist to the stars today.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks so much for coming.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your story. Jimmy and I met at Camp Soberfest.
We were hiking.
We bonded on a hike.
And I was like, your boyfriend's hot. She's like, that's not my boyfriend. It's my baby's daddy. What did you say? That's what she said.
My baby daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun moment.
So from here, where do I...
So we just start
Just your
wherever,
story,
yeah,
man. We're
at the beginning.
super open.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's hear it all.
So I grew up in Downey, California, which is the Mexican Beverly Hills.
Very not Laguna.
Okay.
Non-Laguna, yeah. We were like the only Mexican people in the street at the time. There was like one Indian family, two Asian families, and then we were the Mexican family. Super uncomfortable. My dad would like blare Mexican music at like 2 a.m.
What?
I know, parties.
I feel like as most Mexicans do.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that I
And
know.
pick me up at school with like freaking mariachi, and like it was so embarrassing. But I have 4 brothers, and they say we have 4 brothers and a sister because they're shady, and because I'm gay, they say I'm the sister. And you know, it was normal in a sense where it was normal, you know. Except my dad was in Cartel. So I say this because I kind of like planned the story into why kind of like it was like a perfect storm in a sense, you know? So I was like always uneasy. You know, people would check. My mom would be like, don't eat the food at parties because they might have poison.
Oh my God.
Like things like that.
So you knew from, did they tell you, or you just kind of...
Yeah, I mean, people would come over and, you know, they would go to the bathroom and I would hear things, but I didn't know it was like Cartel. I just thought it was like
Something
a gang.
shady.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. Until I like got older and I put it together and we went to court and stuff. But,
Wow.
you know, I grew up and then I turned probably 13 or 14. Fast forward, and you know, my dad had already been to prison in the 80s for something, and then he got 3 strikes, and he did 5 years here, and then they like sent him to Mexico.
Oh, really?
They sent him to Mexico and said, "Don't come back, or we will put you in prison for life."
Wow.
Basically.
Wow.
Well, that's a good sentence.
No, I know.
I would much rather have that.
Well,
for
that's
sure.
what it was. Yeah. And we
Yeah.
went to court with him and they were really nice. They're like, your family's here. At least your family can go visit you.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know, my dad was gone. The security was gone, you know, like we kind of were lost in a sense. And, you know, I was in high school. I was probably 9th grade, and me and my friend would go to the city next to us, which was Southgate. And she's like German, blonde hair, and she loves gangster guys. And so we would go across the tracks to go meet gangster guys and eat at like Carl's Jr. or something. So on the way there, this girl named Chucky, this Chola girl named Chucky that we knew from history.
I love that.
I know, she was there. And she
Knew from history.
Yeah, from history.
From
yeah.
history class.
And she was like literally in the alley, and we went over there. She looked like she lost weight. We would like go and throw up our food to lose weight. So we were telling her this, and she's like, "Oh, do this." Like it made me skinny, basically.
Yeah, just take meth.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I thought it was cocaine because my dad had bricks and whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And then from there, she invited us to a party. We went to the party, and you know, it turned into like Friday, Saturday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I stopped going to school. You know, so it kind of was like a little. I don't know if my dad would have left, that would have happened, but it happened. You know.
What was that first time like for you?
The first time for me, when I took the meth, I felt like I could do anything.
Did you smoke it? Snort it?
At first, I started snorting it.
Right.
And then my nose bled. So then
It
I
hurt so
moved to
bad.
it. I know, yeah. I loved it though.
Yeah.
I loved 1-star motels and meth.
Yeah.
And if I didn't die, I probably would still be doing that. Like if I wasn't going to die from it.
Right.
Like I just loved it.
Let's rewind for a second because I want to go back to the bulimia that you just glanced over. So was that something like, did you have eating disorder tendencies before then? Or this was in the 90s?
9th grade.
And this is like
2001.
Okay.
Bitch, I ain't that old. The 90s. I'm just kidding.
Well, when everyone was fucking skinny.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That was that, yeah.
And so was that like a thing that you really dealt with? Or was it just something that you were like, oh, like, let's do me and my friend being bulimic together?
You know what? It wasn't a thought.
Okay.
It was just like, I think she was the one that kind of initiated. I'm like, oh yeah. Like it was more like it wasn't like I'm going to lose weight by throwing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like a thing to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And it did. She said you lose weight and it made sense. So then I was doing it.
Okay.
And then when the meth came, then I didn't have to do that. So, but it did probably start more with like, body dysmorphia. Now that I look back at it, it was like, a form of alcoholism.
Right.
Trying to escape. Because I did gain weight. I was really thin and then I gained weight. And no one wants like a chubby gay guy. Everybody wants a skinny gay guy. When you're younger, no one wants to fuck a chubby gay guy.
Especially in that time. I remember like growing up in that time. I tried to be bulimic before I was a drug addict too, and I couldn't make myself throw up. I definitely had my own eating stuff as a kid. I think those times maybe not most. I don't know if that's a fair thing.
Well, and then it bled into when I got sober too. So,
right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh my God. And then one time my sponsor was like, if you throw up, you're going to change your sobriety date.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. So then I've like stopped.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
so
great.
you started doing the meth. And so where do we go from there?
So from there,
Wait, so dad's gone. Dad's back in Mexico.
Dad's gone. He's back in Mexico.
And are you like in touch with him? Do you like still talk to him? Or was it kind of like?
Yeah, we I did not like. I wanted my dad to leave for so long that when he left, I didn't want him to leave. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And so...
and you wanted him to leave just because it was like so chaotic and you just felt...
Yeah. I felt like my security was gone in a sense. Like it was all open. We had random people coming in the house and knocking on the door.
Yeah, like unsafe.
Yeah, and so we kind of had to move. We moved to I moved to Orange County first, but my family eventually moved to Orange County, and like I actually felt like I could do whatever I wanted because I can like run my mom basically.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, dad's gone.
Yeah,
time to party.
Yeah, so my friend got with like one of the main people from like 18th Street Gang from LA, and I started hanging out with them. And she, we all started partying and we would be in like the projects in downtown, and my mom would drive and knock on every door.
Looking for you.
Looking for me.
Wow.
So she knows what you're up to.
Oh, yeah. She followed me and found where I parked, and she didn't know what house, so she would like knock on every door. Oh, wow. And the guys were like, dude, your mom's here. You got to go. Yeah. When I was like underage, and these guys were like 30s, 40s probably. And the time where I had a kind of spiritual awakening was when my mom was like, your brothers cannot see you coming in and out of the house like that. She goes, you have to leave. And
are you the oldest?
I'm the second oldest,
okay,
but I'm the favorite.
Yeah.
I really am. And so for my mom to say that, it was like more of like a awakening, because she would never, unless there was something. So I actually went and asked Google. No, not Google. Jeeves. I asked Jeeves.
Oh my God.
Because Google wasn't around.
Yeah.
And I put
You are that old.
No, yeah, I am that old. I am that old, actually. And I asked how to stop doing meth. And then all these rehabs popped up. Right. And then I picked one in Laguna because of the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'll go to Laguna, you know? Whatever.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
And yeah, I told my mom I want to go to rehab. I picked something like to say that they can help me stop doing meth. So, she took me there, which was the worst place ever.
Really?
It was, I'm going to say it because I don't like that bitch. It's called Able to Change. And she's a racist bitch. And her son's a racist prick and homophobic. And it was probably the worst. It was the best and worst place because it introduced me to Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah. How old were you when you went?
I was 17 turning 18.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I think they were okay with that because I just turned 18 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so.
And it was like a residential.
Yes, it was residential. Wow. They had, I think maybe similar to yours. They had a residential and then they had where you go to the offices.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they van you in, right? Is that what you guys do? Yeah. And I did learn a lot. They learned about eating. They took us to the supermarket and told us to stay away from the middle. So little things were good, but I just didn't feel like those people, now that I know recovery and people in it, that they didn't want to help you. The people that worked there did, but not the owner, it was different. I got probably 60 days. And they didn't want me there. And I feel like a lot of people were saying, like the guys, they were like, oh, Jimmy's hitting on us. We're uncomfortable. God. And I'm like, 3 guys asked me to give them hand jobs. And I said no. So they like twisted it,
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is like jail. Yeah. Like fucking gay baiters. And then
gay baiters.
Straight guys that just want to.
Yeah.
Which
is a huge thing.
It's a huge thing.
It is a fucking huge.
Dude, so big.
Oh man. In Austin, a really good gay friend of mine would tell every time he was in a sober living, he was hooking up with probably like all of the straight guys in the fucking house. Yeah. It's a huge thing. And
they all have kids with wives now too.
Yeah.
Honest program.
Yeah, program.
And so, no, that it's a huge thing.
It is.
And I was like,
Sammy's told me stuff like this.
I'm telling you.
Who's Sammy? Your gay friend?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of men that won't admit that.
Your only gay friend?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the best though.
Yeah. He's great. No, it's a big, and they wouldn't admit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would play too. Like our house manager was hot, so then I'm like going through his laundry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I told him, I said, I went and smelled your underwear, and he starts laughing. So it's not like I was like trying to get like raped or something.
Yeah.
Or I was getting raped. But because of that, they sanctioned me to the last house on the block, which was Yellowstone. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Yellowstone. Honey owns it. It's like a women's only, but they made a men's side.
Oh, okay.
It's in Costa Mesa.
Okay.
And I got there and I loved it. Yeah. Like there was people from the streets, people from jail.
You were like my people.
Rich people, yeah. Poor people. It didn't matter who you were, but it was like the last house where like you went everywhere. And then your parents are like, no more. Or like you're getting scholarshiped in probably. And I was like, can I stay here? And she goes, we usually don't do that with sanctions, but I like you. So let me ask Able to Change. And they're like, just take them. I was like, that's probably the best thing they've ever done for me.
Yeah.
But that's where we opened the book.
Right.
We opened the book. It was very like book, what is it? Book thumper?
Big book thumper.
Big book thumper,
yeah, pages, whatever, through whatever, and 60 to say whatever. And I learned all that, and I learned the prayers, and I was like pretty good. And I stayed there for probably 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Living there.
Oh, wow.
I was young. Like I didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great though.
No, yeah. And I basically grew up there.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
So what, you were like 18. So until you were like 20, 21?
Yeah, like 20.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably around 20-ish.
Right.
Yeah. I had a get well job. It was,
What was it? Yeah.
Ruby's on the Pier.
Oh.
And I was a host. And then I made it to the milkshakes.
Okay.
So that was really fun, but I would ride my bike like 6 miles to get to work.
Oh, wow.
And then this rehab was not going to pick you up. So one time I missed the bus and I called my house manager and I didn't have my bike. I said, I missed the bus. He goes, you got to have to walk. So I walked 6 miles back to the house. But you know what? I feel like it helped me a lot.
For sure.
To not have, you know, because that's what your parents would do, you know?
Right.
And and I'm not saying it's good or bad, but when I hear my sponsees or friends that work at rehabs like, oh, we have to go pick up this person. I'm like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. And you know, and it's for stupid things, you know, it's not like you're going to the hospital or something. It's like frothy. And so,
Very.
but yeah, I kept passing this hair school. I kept passing the hair school. And at this point, I did not graduate high school. I had like a 0.67 GPA. And I was like, what do you do? And I was like, oh my God, I could do hair. Like everyone always says, like high school dropout or pregnant girls go there. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do hair. And so I asked the owner, I said, can I not go to my get well job and then kind of enroll into this hair school? And she's like, we usually don't let people do schooling while they're in the program, like our program. But you know, you've been here a while and we like you. And so, yeah, I go ahead. And I enrolled. And right when I got in there, guess what they asked me for?
What?
Your high school diploma.
Oh, no.
I know.
So then what happened?
So then I went in and I was like, I'll get it to you later. I'll get it to you later.
And so you just kept playing that game.
And I kept playing the game and I was so good and they loved me. Like just personable. You know, I always got away with stuff like that.
Is that really a requirement?
It is a requirement.
Wow.
Yeah.
To get your cosmetology license.
To get your cosmetology license.
You just have to have a diploma.
GED
or diploma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so
did you have to go get your GED at some point?
Well, no, I wasn't going to do that. I know. So then I think they knew and they just probably signed off.
Yeah. Somebody just like marked it.
Yeah,
like,
the owner loved me and he's like, you know, I want you to assist me at the salon. You can do your hours there. I had already started working at his salon and got out of the school and did my hours. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So they liked me and I kind of got grandfathered in. So I have to always keep up my license because I still don't have a high school diploma.
I don't think be able to go back and do it all over again.
And there's no need for it. I'm over it. And so I was really, and that's how I knew it was meant to be.
Right.
You know? And that's how I started like connecting things like that, where it's like, I meant to do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
So what was your experience with the
hair.
steps? So you go to Yellowstone.
I go to Yellowstone.
You get a sponsor.
I get a sponsor, a gay one,
Okay.
Nice.
a gay sponsor.
And how was that experience? Like, did you get through the steps quickly? Did you go slow? Were you?
It was pretty quick. It was pretty quick. I feel like in that moment, I did do it the best of my ability. Now that I see it, was I honest? Probably not. A lot of times my dad would come up and I would just say, oh, I'll do that later.
Yeah.
So I never had.
Like as far as like an amends or.
Yeah. Or like a actual conversation and like articulate or communicate exactly what I felt.
Got it. Like the resentment.
Yeah. So then I never did that ever. I mean, until this sobriety, which, you know, I can go into a little bit later, but yeah, I now going back, it was fun. You know, I'm not going to be, it was so much fun.
Yeah, you were 18, 19, you had a community of people.
Really sober. You were just
and I
doing
had
math.
friends that weren't like, I mean, I had
Yeah.
one or two good friends, but not like friends, you know?
Yeah.
It was so fun. Like we had like, you know, July 4th together, and my mom did the parents groups now because she volunteered. I know, it was just so fun, and
Early sobriety is really fucking
was so
fun. That's
fun.
really, you're like getting your life back. You don't have a ton of responsibilities yet. You're just like on the pink cloud.
No, for sure. I mean, this time was not fun. But,
Oh yeah, not all the time, but it can be fun in the right circumstances.
No, for sure. But no, yeah, it was pretty quick.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
I remember my sponsor kind of like hitting on like younger guys that were new, and people were saying like your sponsor is not doing
Just a little 13
yeah,
stepper.
and I was like, I didn't know about stuff like that, so I just
Right.
was like, whatever. He was a good sponsor in a sense where I felt like I could call him and he would be there. You know, I think I just was really young and still had maybe growing up to do mentally, you know? And so I just, I got into a relationship and no, I'm lying. I moved to Dallas with this guy that was my friend, but liked me. And he said, hey, I'm going back home. Do you want to try out Dallas?
Was he from the treatment center?
He was from treatment.
Okay.
And then we moved in together in Laguna. We stayed together probably like a year as friends.
Yeah.
I didn't know, I was young, but later on it would come out that he liked me. But that kind of like is the beginning of like the routine I would do. So I went to Dallas. He said he liked me. I was like, I don't like you. But he lived at like the Ritz-Carlton residence.
Oh, lovely.
I know. And I was like, so I have nowhere to live because I didn't want to have sex with him. And so I met this guy on a dance floor and I was still sober and I had turned 21. I think I had 4 years, but then I didn't do the program for a couple months now that I've been in Dallas. And the guy, and I told him, you're so hot. Why are you on meth? Because I could tell.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're on meth. I already know. So then I thought I can get this guy sober.
I'll save you.
I know, yeah, I'll save you. And I was like, well, let's hang out, you know, come over, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot about this.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
exactly like that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I can tell you, like, you know, we can go to meetings. And then we ended up together and he like was in oil and gas and we would travel everywhere. And then we were like in Canada, and this is when I relapsed, was I wanted to use my ID because I'm 21 and I didn't use it in Canada. But what happened is he was upset because he wanted to party and I didn't, I was sober.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know why I can't party because you are, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, you want to see me party? I said, okay.
Watch this.
Yeah, I said, I can find drugs anywhere. So I went all around Canada in the club. I got a pill form of meth. And I said, here, and I did it. And then I didn't come back to the hotel for like 2 days.
And then he was probably like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so obviously that didn't work out.
Right.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So I went on Craigslist and then I prostituted myself because I didn't have money.
Yeah.
And he...
After you came back. So you guys
after
come
I
back
came
to
back,
Dallas.
Yeah. I
in
came back from
Dallas.
he was gone and probably cheated on me too because he's not, you know, we met up at the hotel. We just were like, okay, whatever. We came back. I said you had old saggy balls and because he was like 15 years older than me. And then I was like, you bring back nasty prostitutes and say that you're friends. And I was like, I was really going to fight him. And so I know, I swear to God,
I was really going to fight him.
I was really going to fight him.
Yeah.
And the prostitute and the guy.
Both.
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I called my mom to come pick me up, like drive from California to Dallas, because I think she physically had to go and bring me.
Yeah.
I couldn't make
You
it onto
needed
the
to be
airport.
intercepted. Yeah.
And that night, my mom was on her way. That night, I asked his mom because his mom was really nice, and we lived with the family, and she was like, "Why are you with Simon? He's not a good person." And I was like, I just need a sign that I'm making the right decision to leave. And this is like 2 a.m. And she goes, why don't you go for a walk? So I went for a walk and I was praying. I was like, please tell me I'm doing the right thing. And then this little kid on a scooter, it was 2 a.m. And this is like Dallas, no one, like in the neighborhood, like really nice neighborhood.
Right.
Like almost like 10 years old with a Hollister shirt that said California Dreaming. And I was like, that would have never, like, do you know what I mean? I asked for help. I said, if this is a good decision. And then that kid shows up. It was just not, it was just, you know what I mean? That was another spiritual awakening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm making the right decision. And I came back to California, and my mom goes, call Honey, which is the owner of Yellowstone.
Yeah, right.
And then I called her and I went in again. And then I was sober 3 years. And then I was like the manager of it's called the Boston House, which is the guys from like, what is it? The court stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Prop one, I think at the time, prop something.
Oh, yeah.
And so, long story short, I had met someone in the meetings for the first time, and then we got together. And then I couldn't deal with the emotions of the relationship because I wasn't equipped. And so what I do is I would relapse, cheat on them, so then it would be easier to leave. So I wasn't like man enough to say, I don't want to be with you.
Right. You couldn't just end it.
Yeah, I could have just ended it and been sober. Yeah,
you got to do something that forced the hand.
Dramatic.
I had to do something dramatic.
For the plot.
So then they would hate me.
Face the fucking uncomfortable feelings. Yeah.
Dude, it was so uncomfortable. And it was the same thing. I relapsed, prostituted, going in and out of motel rooms. And then
were you doing hair at all at this point? Like you had
I was doing
your
hair
thing.
Yeah. I was doing hair. I was in between salons. So I really haven't really got onto my career path that I am on now.
Yeah. Because you kind of kept just bouncing around and just fucking off. And
when you're a hairdresser, you really want to stay at one place.
Yeah, build your
clientele.
Yeah. And so I kept getting gay sponsors. And I'm saying that because I'm comfortable with gay sponsors, you know? And I feel like they really they call you out, but like if you're like, I don't know, if you like flirt a little, they'll like not
see it.
They'll be like, okay, Jimmy, we love you, bye. You know?
Yeah.
Whatever. And then I got sober after that relapse again, went back to Yellowstone. And that's when I went into Christoph's salon, which is Christoph Beverly Hills and Fashion Island. And so I was like, this is a serious job. I actually did really well there. I stayed sober probably a long without them knowing. I relapsed maybe once, but I came right back.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. And I think I had maybe 1 or 2 years again, and I've been working there for 5 or maybe 7 years. 7 years. And I was doing really, really well. And then I relapsed really quick. And I went back into Yellowstone. And the really quick is I got into a relationship. I couldn't stay sober. The guy does coke on the week. And if you could do coke on the weekends,
great.
Go ahead.
Good for you.
Love that for you. Yeah.
And it was the same thing. Like he's like, wanted to do party. I'm like, I can't. I'm sober. You know, the whole thing. It's the same thing. And I was like, now that I see it, I'm just like, oh my God, it's insanity. And he was this bisexual guy. He's married with kids now. And he was just so mean. And I just couldn't stand up for myself because I didn't have a backbone.
Yeah.
My sponsor now says I'm tying myself to the whipping post, knowingly, getting abused emotionally.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So then what I do, I said, fuck you. I relapse, cheat on him. And he finds all these like Craigslist ads of me saying, yeah, I'll come over right now. And then he sets up a camera in the house. And then he sees that I'm gone from like 12 a.m. because he was out of town till like 6 a.m. He goes, where were you? And I said, I was meditating on the beach. I remember that. It was so funny.
And how old are you at this point? Like 25, 26?
Probably I was 28 now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I skip over all that other stuff because it's just the same thing.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like...
rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, it's the same
lesson,
thing.
Same lessons.
And it's not really like... It's not in my head. I'm just like, I can do this on my own, you know?
Yeah. I feel like that's so it's crucial though. I mean, it's like we all have to go through through. You know what I mean?
We have to go through
and
it.
You had to go through that. It's like, you needed that.
I did need that. I needed to do that. So then I can have the experience and share it with other people, you know?
Right.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
And to have sympathy and, you know, what is
Patience.
it? Patience, yeah, for other people. Because I'd be like, my other sponsees would do it, and I'm like, you're fucking stupid. But then I have to like not say that and be like, okay, you know, this has happened to me, you know? But it's funny. But after that, I went into the rehab. And in the rehab, I had an opportunity. I had already now at Christoph worked at L'Oreal as an educator. I got a job with L'Oreal, and I would do that on the side. So then I was, the guy from L'Oreal is in a celebrity artistic team, and he had tryouts in New York. And once again, I went to the owner. I was like maybe 90 days in the sober living now. And I said, hey, they have a tryout in New York. Can I go? Because they don't let people travel for more than like 2 days.
Right.
Yeah.
And she goes, you could go, Jimmy. We'll let you go. So I went from the rehab to try out for this team in New York. And then they were filming like a reality show for the tryout. Kind of like what is it called when you do a pilot? Yeah. And so then I won the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And I got like this like bronze brush, and they put me on the team and maybe 2 other people. And that's how I started kind of going back and forth more to New York. And I got into a relationship in New York. And it was
same sort of
the
thing.
same thing.
God
horrible.
damn.
I know.
Fuck.
I know.
Well, can we talk about
I love
the
it,
scene
though, man.
in New
It's
York
like-
too, though?
Yeah,
with
well-
all the meth and
the meth in New
and
York
the
is not meth.
Right.
It's called bazooka.
Bazooka.
And it's like coke, crack, and meth together.
It's like crank.
No, that's what it is. It's like that. Yeah. And I would like,
It's that biker myth.
it is biker meth. Yeah. Which I would like a biker, but not biker meth. But I was not equipped for being high in New York.
Yeah.
I heard, like, for the first time in my life, I knew what those people were in the street with the voices.
Yeah.
Like, I heard voices before, but I would walk by a group of people and they'd be like, oh, that guy's from California, you could tell. I literally heard that in my ear, and I would talk back
Auditory
and get crazy.
hallucinations are
It was
insane.
crazy, yeah.
Fucking
And in the
good, dude.
train, everybody
Fucking
was
so
staring
good.
at me.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
my God,
I
dude.
lasted like only 1 month.
Oh my God.
I
Just on
swear.
a subway. Just
It was
fucking
on the
tripping
subway.
out.
This lady was
God damn.
looking. I said, what the fuck are you looking at?
Yeah.
And then
And she's just scared. Just like,
no, she said, fuck you.
Oh yeah,
it's
because
New
it's
York.
New York. Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
my
I don't know.
God,
It was
dude.
just, I was not equipped. I was like a little pussy for sure. I was like, I don't know
New
how
York
these people do
scene
it out
is-
here.
yeah.
Yeah, especially the gay scene, the gay meth scene in New York.
Oh my God, it's
there's a lot of
ruthless.
sex, like dungeon parties.
Yeah.
And it's a whole.
I was at a sex club. You're only supposed to be there for like one night. I literally kept giving a different name, and because the same guy is not the same guy every night.
Yeah.
I literally stayed for a whole week at the sex club.
Jesus.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
And I would just hit my pipe and blow it in the pillow because you're not allowed to, obviously
yeah.
smoke. And then I would just walk around,
Yeah.
and like there would be like a maze, the lights are off. You're like having sex with people, and then they turn the lights on to see who you're with, and then you can move or stay.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Shit gets so weird on meth.
It's
Meth
so
is
weird.
the one drug that I had a very short-lived thing with meth, and it was only a week, and that week was the weirdest week of my fucking life.
It's weird.
Like, it didn't feel very weird when I was in it, but when I looked at it after, I was like, what the fuck was happening?
Have you done meth?
Yeah.
You have? It's called the yes drug. You literally want to look at like tranny porn. Don't fucking lie.
No. I was fortunate that I was locked in a duplex. I didn't have internet. I didn't have a phone.
Lies.
In Utah, dude. In Utah.
Oh, yeah, and you're...
No, straight
okay,
up.
okay.
And I was awake for 10 days.
Yeah.
And I ran out of dope, and I was just shooting
He likes
meth,
crack.
dude.
We're both
yeah.
crack,
Fucking
but the
shoot.
meth,
Oh
yeah.
my God, crack's a waste of time.
I
I
love
love
crack, dude.
Dude,
I
every
was shooting
20
crack and
minutes.
heroin.
No, it's terrible, but
But I was shooting meth by myself in this fucking duplex and stayed up for like 10 days. And then I walked a whole day to a fucking Greyhound bus
Really?
station.
yeah.
Yeah, and then came
With
back to
all the
California.
Mormon people?
Yeah. No, it was insane, bro. It was insane. It was insane. It was not a good. It was a bad
Was your
experience.
dick red?
My dick was it was red.
Yeah.
She got
Normal.
weird
That's
for sure.
The norm. Yeah, that's the norm.
Yeah, it's for sure the norm. Oh my God. But yes, meth in New York is not the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we call meth shit out here.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'd be like, I'm like, do you have shit? They're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
This one guy said, I have shit.
Yeah.
And then this was the last day. I was like, oh my God, I can't be here. He's like, I have shit. Come over. I said, okay. I came over and I was already coming down. And I was like, where's the shit? He goes, are you solid or liquid? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, poop.
Oh no!
And
he
I was-
actually meant shit.
Yes.
Oh,
and so then I
God.
was so horny and needed to do something. So I just shit in his mouth. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I said, I have to get out of here.
So that this is the end. You're like, okay.
I swear, and I pass by that because I go.
Oh my
I go there all the
God,
time for
dude.
work, so I pass by and I tell my friends the story. And I think last time my friend Madison, if she's listening to this, we passed by and I said, "Oh my God, that's the guy that I shit in his mouth," and he ate it.
Stop.
I thought he was gonna spit it out.
Oh.
And then I
my
just
God.
left. I left and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Bro.
I know.
Oh,
And then
my
you went back to
God.
California after that.
Yeah,
That was like
and
that
And you
was
were
it.
like, yeah, that's enough.
That's enough. And luckily my brother asked for my bank account because they are used to this. And little by little, he would take $100, $200. So he would take money and I'm
To
like, oh my
save
God,
it for
where's...
you.
Yeah, he's like, I
Shut
was like,
the
where's
fuck
my
up.
money going? The government's after my money, like
Yep.
all this stuff. And he goes, buy your plane ticket. And so then he used that money to... Yellowstone usually has like a resort fee. That's what they say. Like for just like food and a
Yeah.
little bit of
Yeah.
stuff. I think it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
$3,000 or if you can't pay it, it's, they
Yeah.
scholarship. But so they asked my brother for that. He paid it. And I went back in and then
So
I was
how many times now did you go to Yellowstone? What
1,
is
2,
this?
3, 4. This is the 5th time.
Okay, 5th time back in.
The 5th time back in. And now I was probably 30.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went in and I was like, oh my God, this guy, I'm going to ask this guy to be my sponsor. And so I said, there's this really good gay guy. I was telling everyone outside, I'm going to ask him to be my sponsor. They're like, whatever. And I went and I asked him and he goes, yeah. And I said, oh my God, I was like, I was listening to you and I feel like you can relate to me because we're both gay. And he's like, I'm not gay. And so that started my first sponsor that's not gay.
Yeah.
And
You
I was like,
needed a
okay, I'll
different
keep you.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he had me do some writing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I actually probably now remember the significance of going through the steps and stuff like that. Is he had me write about my life. And then out of that, he picked out certain people. I don't know how he did it. I remember maybe the people I left out. Like I didn't write about my dad. I wrote about my mom and my brothers. And he goes, why don't you write about your dad? He goes, you have to make amends to your dad. And I was like, and I was just,
Oh, interesting.
I know.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, these are all the people you're avoiding.
Yes. And he's like, okay. And I was like, at that time, I still wasn't going to do it, but I was like, okay. And I stayed with him probably like 2 years. And then it was probably COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then in COVID, I didn't want to go to Zoom meetings. And so I would do a little bit of Zoom meetings. And then one day I asked my friend, it was in the middle of COVID. I said, where are you going? She goes, I'm going to a meeting. And I said, what meeting are you going to? She goes, it's at this guy's house and he doesn't care about COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
RJ.
yeah. And I was like,
Sure, yeah.
I don't either. Well, in a sense where I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm fine. I can go to meetings, you know?
Right.
If you're sick, stay home. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And so I'm not PC. And so we get to his house and he goes, "Oh, great. You brought another faggot." But I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it because we're growing up. We're like, you're gay,
for
fag,
sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. I felt like he was comfortable enough to say that. And
To your face.
To my face. And I liked
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Because I know, now that I know him, he is coming from a loving place. That's
Right.
just the way he talks.
Yeah.
And
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
I was like, yeah. And then I don't know. It was this meeting that I took Breezy. She doesn't like it. She said it's a non-AA meeting, but she doesn't have a backbone. Sorry, Breezy. And so we go and it's a meeting where you share about your relationships, not non-sexual or sexual, your work and your home life. So we go around, it's a big group and everyone shares those three
like
things.
a check-in.
So interesting.
Like
I
a
like
check-in
that.
meeting.
Yeah. And it's I mean, we pray in, pray out. It's not like in the
it's
AA thing.
non-traditional.
It's non-traditional, but it's like it started out with just his sponsees and it
No,
grew.
I fucking love it, man.
Yeah, it was
'cause
good.
This whole idea of like, we really got to be one person in all of these areas,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Like that's the goal.
Yes.
Right.
No, yeah.
How do I get to show up as me in all these different areas?
No,
Not
yeah.
just here.
No, yeah. And I feel like people don't talk about that.
No, they don't.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why I love that, man. That's a
And I
great-
can't,
fucking
like, I
amazing.
feel like I don't know how to live life, you know? And I need people to tell me,
Yeah.
kind of, in a sense, And so I went and he goes, "You're fucked up." He goes, "You're year 2 and you know nothing about the steps." He goes, "I'm going to sponsor you." And I was like, okay. And then he goes, maybe a couple of months in, he's like, "You need to have a conversation with your dad." So because he told me and it kind of clicked, I went and had a conversation with my dad.
How'd that go?
How long had it been?
I mean, I say hi, I love you.
Yeah.
But nothing.
But not like a conversation. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So years of like not just saying hi, I love you. Okay, love you back. Bye.
Like surface
How
level.
are you? Yeah. Things like that. So I flew out. He goes, "You need to make a point to fly out for that."
Wow.
So I flew out with my mom and my husband now at the time. And I told my dad, "Hey, I need to talk to you." So we were in the room together and I said, "I have to talk to you. I'm sober." He goes, "Good for you." I said, "I'm gay." He goes, "Okay." And then I said, "Damon is my fiance now at that time." And he goes, "Oh, I love Damon." So everything I thought that, because he was
You were
like this
scared to say
That
cartel
you were
guy.
scared. Yeah.
Yeah, that I feel like he's just soft.
Yeah.
And he I think my sponsor told me they need it more than I do.
Right.
Because he's like alcoholic, but not with program.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think he's just got softer because he's older. But I think he probably wanted to talk to me about stuff like that, but he couldn't,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Right.
So then now that I know what I know, it's my job to bring that to my family.
Yeah.
And it was the best moment of my life. And I felt
I
like
was gonna say, I'm like, how did that
everything-
feel, man? I
Relief?
can't
it
even
felt
imagine.
just like the first hit.
Wow.
Like I had no problems.
Wow.
Everything was lifted. It was like, I don't know. I felt like it was like
God, what a
the
cool
best thing
experience.
ever.
That's a great
Yeah.
experience, man. Wow.
And then when
That's
I
cool.
hear people that don't have a good experience and stuff like that, I feel so bad because I had such a good experience. But it probably took years of pain, you know?
Right.
No, for sure.
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like, it was good.
I
but
love
yeah.
that, man. I feel like that's just like we get to walk through so much shit like that in AA or, you know what I mean, 12-step. Like we just get to have this front row seat to cool shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
that other people don't get to do.
and that
Right.
would not have happened for you.
Yeah,
You know what
it
I
wouldn't
mean?
have.
Like-
Yeah. Who knows where I
Because you go to a
Would've been.
meeting that's like not a listed meeting. That's
It's
not
not,
a traditional meeting where
during
some
COVID.
dude
Yeah.
says some fucking shit. You know what I mean? It's like, no,
Yeah.
fuck you, dude. You got to go do this.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
It's great.
It was great.
fucking
And he
so
had
good.
like Trump signs everywhere.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was conspiracy, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck. I don't,
Yeah.
in my salon,
Yeah.
I don't care who you vote for. You can say whatever you want. Just, you cannot get offended.
Yeah,
that's the rule.
For sure. Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's great, man.
Yeah, and so then I loved the whole thing. And he's still my sponsor now. And he says I have to like this. At the time he told me this, he goes, I have to stop doing slut behaviors. And slut behaviors doesn't always mean sleeping with people. It means like lying, cheating, stealing, things like that. And I didn't really get it until he described it like that. And I was like, I was lying all the time. I was cheating all the time. So I was sober, but not really stopping all of the behaviors that came with it.
Right.
So then I would have secrets, and then that turns, and you know what I mean? And I was just like, oh my God, I get it.
Yeah.
It like literally was like a light bulb.
Yeah.
I was
it just
like,
clicks
it
all of a sudden.
clicked,
And it's so simple, but it's something I was the same way with my brain until all of a sudden it was like, oh, this whole fucking time.
It was this whole fucking time.
God.
Yeah. And it felt so good. It felt so good.
So when was that?
That was 2018.
Okay.
And that's what my last.
That's your sobriety date.
My sobriety day is 2018. That was 2020.
Yeah.
When I met him. And so I started doing actual work 2020.
Okay.
Right.
So for 5 years, I've been in active recovery, doing things and,
But not fully getting it before.
But before I would just be having fun.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I was a kid. Like I would go out to all the places. I would do all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But
Fellowshipping.
avoid what really I needed to work on.
The soul work.
Right.
The soul work. Yes.
That's the stuff that usually brings the most freedom, is the stuff that we're avoiding the most and we're so like in fear over, and it's like debilitating. But then when you do it, it's like,
no, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like 2020 when you went to see your dad?
Yes.
And flew out there?
Yeah, we flew out there. I think it was like that summer when, how they opened it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we went through that summer and then they closed it again, something like that. But we literally loved it. We went like first class. It was only $180.
Oh, yeah.
We would go everywhere. We would go to Mexico.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
The hotels in Mexico were empty.
Yeah.
And everybody was like so happy we were there.
Right.
But I didn't post nothing. I can say this now.
Oh,
I don't give a fuck.
Because at the time it was.
Yeah.
People were.
And I didn't want to offend people that I loved.
Right.
Because I still, I wanted to do what I wanted to do, but I didn't want to do it at the expense of others. So then I just kept it really silent. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, how I started with the celebrity stuff is the team that got me there. There's 2 stories. If you guys want to hear that.
Yeah, we want to hear that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and this goes back to when you went to New York.
This is when I went to New York.
Okay.
And so then after I went there and I did that for a little, I actually moved there for a year and a half. And that's when I did the whole train thing.
Yeah.
Well, not the sex train, that too, but like the subway, and there was voices.
All the trains.
All the trains.
You're fucking nasty. I knew it. And so oh my God.
Oh, okay.
You knew what I was talking about. And so me and my ex would go to this Korean barbecue place in Koreatown, and this lady that owned it loved us. She would talk to us all the time, and she'd be like, oh my God, I have a really good friend in LA that does Mariah Carey. You should look him up. And I was like, everyone says that. And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, cool. whatever. That was one story. Fast forward, relapse, whatever, came back to California. My good friend, my first gay friend, healthy friend that you don't sleep with, I didn't sleep with him, I've never done anything. He's a good friend named Ian. I came back and we were sober again together. And then he's like, I have a high school friend that does celebrity hair and he needs an assistant. And he's like, I sent him your name. He goes, he might reach out. And so the guy calls me and says, hey, I'm doing the main person. I need someone to do all the background people. Are you up for it? I heard you were sober. I'm sober too. He goes, and I heard your name in New York and in California.
Oh, wow.
So from the...
It was the girl from the Koreatown restaurant. That's her friend.
Oh my God.
I swear to
God thing.
And he's like, who is Jimmy? And I'm really not anybody. I just happened to go to that restaurant and I happen to have that friend.
Wow.
Right.
And I feel like things like that is like, it was meant to be. And I prayed for it. I said, I wanted to expand in my career and I wanted to do celebrity hair, you know? And so our first job was this Travis Scott album cover.
Oh, wow.
So then it was like, there was one where it was just 2 children jumping in the air and there was like people in the back, but you couldn't see them. So I did that. And then he did Travis Scott and the other cover was like a purple one. It was the same face, you know, the blow up face. And then it had like a bunch of models from like, they were well-known models. I forgot who they are, but and we did that. And so
asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
we slowly from there, and that was 2018, somewhere around 2018.
Right.
And from there, we kind of were like now a celebrity, artistic, sober team.
Yeah.
And I left the other team because they dismantled, and I just stuck with him. And now we kind of like he just called me to do something Friday for Kylie's cosmetics, but then I can't because I committed to like this wedding.
Yeah.
And I was like, that'd be fucked up if I left the bride.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, Kylie's calling.
But we've done so many things. You know? It was so,
Yeah.
we're both sober. We know we're going to show up on time. And then now we added another sober person.
That's
and
great,
so it's
man.
kind of like now,
love
and
that.
So cool.
and if he's busy, he'll send me out or someone else out. And I just now started getting, like the last 2 years, I started getting things booked on my own now. Like I'm doing Glamour Magazine Sunday.
Wow.
I know. So then I have like the cover. Oh my God, I shouldn't say that because what if it's not the cover? But I still have that. And so then I'm getting things on my own from just networking and showing up on time.
And just being you.
And
Just being you.
Well, on set, I'm like quiet.
Are you?
You kind of have to be.
Yeah.
And then you have to feel it
There's
out.
shit going on.
You have to feel it out. And then you can maybe like be yourself in the corner
just
sometimes.
a little bit. Yeah.
Wow.
But
It's
there's
great,
like,
man.
what is it called? What is it called? Set etiquette.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which
no,
I
and they're
knew.
strict.
They're
if you
strict.
if you
Oh my
fuck
God.
with that, like you're gone.
Dude, you're gone.
wow.
No, it's serious.
You are
Have you ever
gone.
seen anyone get kicked out?
Yeah, me.
You?
Yeah.
Wait for what? Tell me what.
So I was doing Eminem's new music video, the one that he hasn't done. I think it was called Batman. I don't know. It was yeah, he was like Batman and stuff. Okay, so we were in line for food.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this. I know what not to do because when I was young, I did acting for a couple years.
Oh.
I was on like ER, Power Rangers. Like I was like a saved
Power Rangers?
Yeah. But my biggest part was like getting saved in the ocean. So it wasn't like anything like that.
Yeah.
But I knew as a kid how the way you're supposed to act.
Yeah.
So in the line, I hate spaghetti. Like it's the worst food in the world. And I do not like it. And my husband knows this. Everybody knows this. The girl I was with, I literally whispered to her, oh my God, that looks fucking nasty. I hate spaghetti. The owner or the lunch lady manager heard me and said, we have been here since 7 a.m. cooking this for you. You're so rude. Went off on me, told me to get out of the line and leave. And then she told the producer, everybody. The producer came up to me and I was like, oh my God, this never happens. Because I guess I'm like loud.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to hurt her. I was just like, oh my God, fucking spaghetti. You know?
Yeah.
It was more of that than trying to like down what they were making.
Right.
So the producer goes, he didn't say go apologize. He goes, this is what happened. She does not want you at the lunch anymore. And then being in program, I was like, I started crying.
Yeah.
I'm going to cry now. And I had like a thing where I was just like, this is why I love and hate AA is because now I have to go make amends, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, it was so embarrassing. I went up to her.
How did it go though? Yeah. How did it go? I want to hear.
I went up to her and I said, I am so sorry. I apologize. I did not mean for that to come out. I know you guys come out the way it did. I said, I literally just don't like spaghetti. And I was just saying to my friend, I was going to get the chicken Caesar wrap instead of the spaghetti. But instead of saying that, I had to add nasty.
Right.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And she goes, you know what? She goes, I love you for coming here and telling me that. And she said, take as much as food as you want.
Oh,
I know. And then it was so nice.
Yeah.
It was so nice. And then I went back and then it just kind of evened out. And I'm like, oh my God, that's never happened ever. And I'm like, I can't do that
But
anymore.
that's another example of the beauty of the program.
I know. And I was just like, oh my God, imagine how many people maybe didn't do that.
Right. She would have been just stewing there.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I
you know what?
fucking hate this guy. And you would have felt weird if you weren't able to do that. You know, there's just this tension and this energy that just sticks around.
For sure. Yeah.
So.
And in that business too, it doesn't matter who you are. That lady could have been best friends with the director.
Oh yeah.
Like anyone in a position.
Right.
Word
gets
good
around.
Friends with people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so then I was like, and I didn't do it for that reason. And my first reason was I made her feel bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But before I knew, like, you be nice to everybody because, you know, it's just like people are just so well connected. Like, you know, it's not good to be rude to people, you know? And I felt so bad. And now we laugh about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the team, our team, they're like, Jimmy, you can't say anything in the like food line. Oh my God, it was horrible. And then my first year I was on vodka, what is it called? A campaign for like what is it called when gay people are on the street? I don't go to it.
Gay people on
gay
the street?
pride. Gay pride.
Oh.
Gay pride.
So they
I'm like, what is it called when gay people are in the street?
Prostitutes.
Do they call that something?
Gay pride. They had a big vodka campaign, and it was all big like LGBT people, like Amanda Lepore and like whatever that basketball player's like non-binary son. You know what I'm talking about? Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Like so, it was people like that.
Yeah.
So there was another thing where the production guy, he's really hot, but he was in the shot. They use him sometimes because he's really hot.
Yeah.
He like coordinates all the people. I think it's called like a set designer, but you know, whatever. So they put him on and he had nothing on, just these with no underwear, these red shorts. So after the shoot, he gets out of the red shorts and I was in the trailer. I took the red shorts and I went to the bathroom and smelled them. And then I was like, oh my God. And then I didn't know what else to do with them because I couldn't turn them back. So I threw them away.
Oh,
and then I went back and then I had a guilty conscience.
Yeah.
And I
so
was
you
like,
didn't tell him.
No, I did not.
Oh my
tell
God.
him. I would die. Oh my God. What if they're listening? I went to my meeting and I shared about it and everyone was dying. And I told my sponsor, what do I do? He goes, just don't do anything.
Yeah, just stop.
Just share.
Just stop.
Just sharing was enough.
Relax.
Just shut up. So that was another thing too. I was like, oh my God, I can't do that anymore. My husband knows about that because he was a friend of mine when I did that.
How did you and your husband meet?
Oh,
in the rooms?
Yeah, we met in the rooms.
Okay.
It was my Friday night meeting in Laguna. And he came in. His friend was in rehab in Laguna. And I guess a group of them from LA came to support him to meet people.
Oh, okay.
And I was sitting there and they came in and I'm like, these fuckers are from LA. So annoying. So annoying. LA gays are so annoying. At that time, you know? And I was like, ugh. They're going to share about stupid stuff and, you know, and so the guy raises his hand and goes, I'm not Damon, but his friend. He goes, I'm Justin. I'm a celebrity hairstylist and I can't stay sober. And everybody in the meeting knows me. And so all the old timers were like, kind of like, you know,
go help him. Yeah. That's your guy. Yeah. Right. Of course.
So then I went like that. I was like, okay. And they were behind me and I was like, ugh. And so at the end I was like, hi, I'm Jimmy. I do hair. I didn't say celebrity. That's annoying.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I do hair. I do hair. I can't stay sober for a long time either. You know, this is the meetings we go to, you know.
Giving your thing. Yeah.
And then Damon was there. That was his best friend. And so my
that was the one that was in rehab.
Justin was in rehab. Damon's my husband.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so naturally, because they've been friends for years, 20 years, and Damon at that time had 2 years sober. Maybe a year and a half. And he would drive down and hang out with us. So we all became really good friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how we met. And we were both in relationships. He was with some nasty guy that was like a gambler, cheated on him. And I know all this because he's my friend. He would tell us.
Right.
And he tried to get help for him. He doesn't want to get help. Long story short, that's his thing. And then I was with probably the nicest guy ever and probably the hottest guy I've ever been with. And it was my assistant from New York. And he was so sweet and so nice. But he wasn't moving here and I wasn't moving there. And I knew it would probably need to end. And this was the first time I would probably do it sober.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Walk through those.
Yeah. And walk through for the first time ever in my life.
Yeah. Not blow it up, cheat, get high.
Yeah.
Force the hand.
Yeah. And so me and Damon went on a friend's Mexico trip. We ended up sharing a room and I literally was listening to him talk and I'm like, I love Damon. Oh. I know. And I was like, I told him, I said, I think I like you. And I said, I would never treat you like that. Like even when I met him, in my mind, I remember saying, I wish I had someone like him, but I didn't see him as a lover. I saw him like as a friend, you know?
Which is good. Friends first, you know?
And he goes, me? And I go, yeah. And so then we kind of like jerked each other off that night. And then we're like, okay, we can't do more. We're sober. We're cheating. We have to stop. So then a week later, we probably had sex once. And then we're like, okay, we have to stop. And then I was like, I have to break up with my guy and you have to break up with yours. So we did that. I literally FaceTimed him because I live in California. I said, I have to do this right now. I can't do it in person.
Gotta get it done, yeah.
And I FaceTimed him and I was like, hey, I think you're the greatest, you know, because he is. He's the greatest guy. He's so nice, but I'm not in love with you, you know? Mm-hmm. And, you know, and I feel like for you to move here, you just moved to New York, little things like that. And I was just like, I just sat there and I was like, I listened to him cry for like 30 minutes. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I just sat with him and he goes, so that's it. I said, yeah. And I was like, it was so hard, but at the end it felt so good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I did that.
It's so hard, like leading up to it and going through those situations. Yeah. I was very similar too. I would relapse and I'd be like, I'm just too much of a mess. I don't deserve you.
Yeah, like that. They're like, you don't.
Well, I would get with the most sick dudes that would be like, I can save you. Please don't do this. I'm like, I'm a literal fuck. I'm a heroin crackhead. No. Like, you know, and I'm like, no, it's not me. It's you. Or it's not you. It's me. Like,
yeah. Just so they would be,
because going through it, knowing this person, you know, like loves you or whatever, that's just hurting other people.
It's just it's hard to tell your truth to people sometimes.
Yeah, especially if there's other people, you know I mean? Like the people pleasing and like not wanting to hurt other people's feelings.
I think like sometimes when you're in a relationship like that, like you know, you wanted them to like you at a point, right? And so you probably said and do things, right? And they do.
Yeah.
And then you get to a place where you're like, oh.
You're like, I didn't want you to do that.
Never mind.
Kind of, you know, and it's harder than.
Have you done that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
That was my
Have you broken up with someone sober?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I have too.
You have too now?
Yeah.
I have.
It's hard.
I've done it a few times now.
Really?
Yeah, a few times.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can do it again.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's definitely tough.
It's hard.
But I feel like relapsing is probably relapsing and then going on
of course, and starting all
so
over
much
your
harder.
whole life
and going through that.
So much harder.
Yeah.
But we have to. It's just. I think it's that idea of like we have to stay in our truth, you know. And sometimes it's a really hard.
Sometimes
thing.
it's hard. It's really hard. Yeah. I just hate hurting other people's feelings. If there's the potential of someone else being hurt, I'm like, oh no. Let me just not avoid it and move to Mexico and never speak to them again, or you know, something like that. That like seems easier. Yeah, exactly.
Bye.
Do you still visit your dad now?
Oh yeah, we go. My mom goes a lot. We go.
Are they still together? Your mom and your dad?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. My mom lives in Newport and my dad lives in Mexico and me.
Okay, so they're close.
My mom's like, I'm not living on a farm. And my
Yeah,
dad's
yeah.
like, I'm not coming back. Because
Right.
we know so many people, we can literally give them a different identity with
Yeah.
a
For
sure,
passport.
for
That's
sure.
easy. He loves being there with his
He loves
that life.
animals. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're like, just
I
live
love
your
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would choose Mexico.
Yeah.
Where
I think,
in
probably.
Mexico?
life. Sinaloa, Culiacan.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Deep.
Yeah,
He's in there.
He's in there.
He's in there.
He has like a waterfall, like a lake.
That's so
Beautiful.
sick.
I know, yeah.
We should do Camp Soberfest at
Oh
your
my
dad's
god,
house.
no. You guys would all get murdered.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
You-
Kidnapped.
You
just
get held for
kidnapped.
sex
Yeah, yeah.
trafficking.
I would. You're right. You're probably right.
You know what I mean? We'd have to pay them off. you know?
Yeah.
Oh, we would have to pay them off.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'd call him to call his dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and that's
Work
still
a
Well, does your
deal.
dad still have any pull over there or what?
I mean, he's old now. All
Yeah.
my cousins are like, I mean, and it's really not good to talk about because it's not like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like my story. I don't like talking about it, but they kind of were like, you've done your time. When he got caught, he didn't tell on anybody. He did the time,
Right.
basically.
Right.
So they kind of, and then all his nephews now are the people. And so it's kind of like it's more respect
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but Damon goes with me and
Yeah.
he's fine. Like we
Yeah.
go and then we have to pass by people with guns and we're like, oh, and then, I mean, obviously they're my family. So
Yeah.
they're like, go,
Yeah. Yeah.
but,
That's so interesting, though.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It really
Wow.
is. Yeah.
To have access into like that sort of area of life is fascinating.
Yeah.
And now we don't even go there as much anymore. We go to bigger cities. Like we'll fly my dad to we'll rent
Mexico
a house
City.
on the beach or
Yeah.
and we'll just hang out with him there.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
Because
opposed
we just
to.
don't want to. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
Going into Sinaloa's.
Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I know we're coming to an end, but I did want to share a lot about how I it's easy for me to be connected to my higher power. But because when I was growing up, I did see a lot of ghosts and I saw 3 UFOs.
Wait. Okay. Wait. Okay,
I know,
okay.
but I don't know. If
No. Go. No, I need to hear
because
this.
I know you like
And
it.
especially
fuck
the
yeah, I do.
UFOs. Yeah. RJ. Yeah. I need to hear it.
Well, okay, so when I was coming into AA, everyone for some reason had not a lot of people, but a lot. When people would say I have trouble connecting with God, to me, I never had trouble. I was always connected.
You had
I just wanted to be disconnected.
Yeah. You're like, this is too much.
Yeah, and so when I was little, I would see a samurai guy standing over me, I would feel my bed dip at night, and so then I would like someone sitting on it, and I would lean, and I would be so scared, and I would hear like a baseball rolling on my wall all the time, crazy.
Did you ever
stuff.
investigate it or
No, I was like this.
You're
How
like,
old were you?
help.
5, 6, 7,
yeah,
8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I would,
so it continues. Do you know that younger kids actually? They say that younger kids, before you're in your consciousness, you're more connected to the spirit world and stuff. Silas has said some. My youngest has said some real shit in the last. Yeah, feel not so much anymore now that he's 5, but when from 3 till I don't know, 4.5, he would be like, did you that guy in the bathroom
You're
or
like,
so,
what?
and I'm like, what guy?
Yeah.
Who? Or he's like, he said,
yeah.
I'm like, who are you talking about right
No,
now?
yeah.
And there's no one there.
It's crazy,
But there was
yeah.
multiple instances like that. Okay, so what else?
No, yeah. It's crazy.
What about the UFOs?
So the first one I saw, my dad would love to get us up at 2 a.m. and go to Vegas because he was probably fucking cracked out. So then we would get in the car and we go to Vegas when it was that straightaway with only 2 ways, it was pitch black. It was just my mom, my dad, me in the middle, like this poking through. And then my brothers were all sleeping. We saw a hovering ship. And it was turning and then another hovering ship. All the cars literally pulled over and we're trying to watch it. And it was a ship.
Yeah.
Like a circle ship.
Wow.
And then another one came and there was 4. And then all of a sudden they stop in a line and then they all fly off one by one.
And your mom, your dad,
Yeah,
and you
we all saw
remember
it.
this.
Yeah, we all remember that.
That's fucking crazy.
And then again, when I was living in Laguna Beach, I would work at this gay club promoting sober.
Yeah.
And then I would come home at 2:33. So in the 1:33, it was pitch black. And there was this little orb of rainbow following me. behind me. And then it went, and I didn't want to look because I get so scared. I don't want to investigate because of when I was younger. And I mean, I thought it was a UFO because usually when I see stuff like that, it's not like a light that bright. And it was like kind of hovering here and I didn't want to look. And then it went back and I saw my rear view mirror and then it kind of stopped in the road like this. And it kind of looked like a translucent, like when you shine a light through a diamond, like you see a rainbow, but it's not a rainbow. Do you know what I mean? Like opaque or something, like a pearly. And then all of a sudden it like shoots past me and goes up in the air.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
And then I was like, oh my God, that was another one.
Something.
Well, it was something. It was a UFO, unexplained flying saucer.
Yeah.
Because it literally, there was way before there was like drones and all that. Like it was not that.
They just know you have a fire personality. They're like, let Jimmy see us and we'll reveal ourselves.
It was,
what about,
I don't want to see.
What about when you were on meth though? Did it stop or did you?
You know what? It stopped. It stopped.
So you cut off that connection.
Yeah, it stopped. Yeah.
Wow,
and then
that's so interesting.
Sometimes I would see things. There was one time where this is a big one was when I was in my apartment like you. I was in my apartment. Well, it wasn't a duplex, but you know what I mean? I was just stuck there.
Yeah.
And I went online and I looked for a guy because there's a revolving door. And then I saw this guy. He goes, I'm coming over now. And I was like, I didn't even give you my like now that I'm looking at it, I was like, I didn't even give you my address. He comes over, he sits down, and we like did what we were gonna do. And then we sat and talked for a little. And I said, I don't feel good. He goes, why? I said, I don't feel right. He's like, I said, I need help. And he's like, I'm here to help you. He's like, I'm your guardian angel. I swear to God. And then it literally went by so fast. And then he goes, I gotta go. And he left. 1 second, I ran out to go catch him. He was gone. And I live on the 3rd floor. So it's like in a long hallway. So he would have been there.
Right.
Wow.
And I was like, who the fuck did I have sex with? Did I just
My
make
guardian
believe this
angel
in my mind? But it was real to tell. It was like literally there was a guy there. He said that.
I feel like you can tell the difference between shadow people. Or,
this was not shadow.
Yeah.
It was a real person.
You can never actually catch the shadow people.
Yeah.
No, you can't because they're not there.
I can never actually get them.
I would always in the corner, like I was so scared of shadow people when I first started seeing them. And then I would do this research and I would go on Reddit constantly and I would look because that's what I would do. I would smoke crack and then I would go on Reddit and be like, I'm seeing it was because I was just experiencing it and I was trying to figure out what the fuck. And like they were like uppers like unlock, portals to the spirit world and there's all of these things and that's why. And so I would they were like, try to shift your energy towards them instead of being scared. Them. Yeah. Yes. Instead of being scared of them and being like, what the fuck? Like try to like almost invite them. Invite them in. So I would just be like,
so then you're stuck here like down below. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would start because I would sit in my car and then on the sides of me, I would see the shadows on the fence and then it would come closer, like this. But as soon as I tried to look, they would be gone.
Yeah.
Dude, it was
I know the same thing.
Wild.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many other stories too, but I was like, I've always had help. Yeah. In a sense, That's beautiful. Every time I asked for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's great, man. It's a good story, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. And the guy actually looked like that guy. Who's that? The singer? He really did look kind of like this guy.
The fighter.
The fighter, yeah.
That's your guardian angel?
I swear to God, he looked just like that guy with a little bit more gray hair.
Wow.
Don't judge me. I like 60-year-olds.
I love that.
But yeah.
What would you say to someone who is watching this that's struggling and was in the same shoes that you were in? What piece of advice would you give?
That's hard.
It's hard.
It is hard. I would probably have to say pick 2 people, maybe 3 to run things by.
It's a good
Don't ask everybody. Like mine was my sponsor, my mom, and now Damon. And I feel like if I start asking more people, it's more my will. And I don't, maybe it's a little, I don't know if it's advanced or not, but I feel like if you pick just even 1 or 2 people to run things by and listen to that, I feel like that makes it a lot easier than trying to find the right answer and you're an asshole.
Yeah.
That's called an asshole. Yeah. You ask so many people to get the right answer.
Right.
So I think, because I did that, and I feel like if you kind of go, and my higher power works through other people. So I would ask people that I trust and love for the right answer. And my goal in recovery was to all in all, me have the answer, which now I'm starting to. So I ask less and less. But in the beginning, I asked everything.
Yeah.
And it was those people, just keep it small.
Yeah, keep it small.
Yeah.
Keep it and keep it with the right people.
Yeah, the right people. Yeah.
I think that's really what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, if we want, we will find the answer that we want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We sure will.
And it's usually like, it takes that form of like, if you have those 3 people you trust, you ask them and they don't give you the answer you want.
Right.
Yeah. They usually
and
don't.
Then we'll go find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's actually great advice. I agree with
Yeah. Fire.
Yeah. Or I ask too many people and I get too many different.
Oh, then you get like, too much going on.
lost.
And you don't know what to do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks
so
for
much
having
for coming
me. This was
out.
fun.
It was,
good.
right?
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I thought I was going to be like looking at him the whole time because he's sexy, but then I kind of just went back and forth. So that was good.
Yeah, it's good dynamic.
And then you walk to the bathroom and I'm like, dude, his ass is huge. Look, I'm trying to embarrass him.
I do squats, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can.
RJ fucking gets it in the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys.